For the first time in history, Moody's has officially downgraded the United States credit rating from AAA down to AA1. This is not a drill. This is a major moment in financial history, and today I'm going to break down exactly what this means for your portfolio, your money, and the markets moving forward. Let's dive in. But before that, you're probably wondering, Marko, why are you wearing this outfit? It's because I want to support our struggling American companies overseas. How are these Vietnamese children gluing your Nike shoes together gonna eat their bowl of ramen if we don't put them in these factories? Let's get into it. Okay, so this isn't the first time the U.S. has actually seen a downgrade. So back in 2011, S&P dropped our credit rating from AAA to AA+, and the markets didn't take that lightly. Before I show you that, I want to actually explain this chart right here. So the ratings agency is up here. You can see dark blue is Moody's, pink or purple is S&P, and then the aqua blue is Fitch. So you can see the first time in 2011, S&P dropped that right here. The second time was Fitch. That was in 2023. And then the third time, for the first time in history by Moody's, was just a couple days ago. So if we go into the aftermath, let's see what happened here. So after the 2011 drop, after S&P downgraded us, the S&P 500 fell nearly 8% in just 2 months. So the S&P 500 is the blue, the greenish line right here. I know it's kind of hard to tell, but you can see right after that, it just bounced right back. So I don't want this to sound alarmist. You can see the 10-year Treasury yield fell by 35%. That's the pinkish salmonish line. It did spike back up, but also started to keep falling pretty precipitously in the months after. And then if we fast forward to 2023, when Fitch downgraded us, you can see that they cited like ballooning debt, fiscal inaction, Fed rate hikes. I don't know if you guys remember this time. This was only about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago now. The S&P 500 dropped 10%. So the S&P 500 is this green line right here. But then again, it just bounced right back after a couple months. So what I'm trying to get at is you may see a dip for the next month or so. And then after that, up and to the right, baby. Dollar cost average, buy the dip. Don't be a coward. Okay, so if you look at this, the Russell also got smoked. It was down 17%. And unlike 2011, yields actually surged 23% instead of dropping. Again, that's only after the first couple months, and then they dropped back again. So why the flip? Well, it's simple. So the concern has shifted from political gridlock to the actual sustainability of U.S. debt, which I've been talking about on this channel for many years now. Okay, so why is Moody's doing this now, even though we've seen Fitch and S&P downgrade us in the past? So they're citing that they project the federal deficit to hit 9% of GDP by 2035. This is up 6.4% this year. You can see this green line is basically just the federal total public debt. And then also debt to GDP ratios to spike to 134%, which we saw here. This is higher than even World War II levels. Even though we did come back down, it is starting to rise back again, and we are above 120% of debt to GDP. And the most alarming out of all this is that interest payments could consume 30% of federal revenue by 2035. So for context, that number is only 18% today, you guys. That's a 66% increase in just over a decade. But again, not to be alarmist, let's put this all into perspective. So this chart right here shows you all the credit rating scales by agency. And then here's Moody's, S&P, and Fitch. They all mean the same thing. The tiers mean the same thing, just the numbers or lettering may be a little bit different, the nomenclature. But if we look at Moody's, we basically went from AAA to AA1. So we went from prime to the highest tier of high-grade credit, okay? So again, I know this makes headlines, it makes everyone kind of scared, but you know, we're not even close to being, you know, lower medium grade or even upper medium grade, okay? You get into like junk bond territory or junk credit rating territory when you start to get into the double B plus and then the double B ones here. Also, check out this clip from Fundstrat's Tom Lee on CNBC. This is pretty important to put things into perspective. He thinks this is all priced in anyway.
I don't know if there's much signal in the downgrade Friday because I think the first AAA downgrade was signal from 2011. I don't think Moody's had any information that we didn't have on Friday afternoon. So I think markets should realize the bond market largely priced in the fact that the U.S. is really not AAA anymore. So I'd be viewing this as a buying opportunity.
That said, you're not discounting the notion that the vigilantes have been reawakened a bit?
You know, I think everyone should be aware the U.S. has an unsustainable path for debt, but I think the real signal will be when an auction fails. That happened a few years ago, and then we realized that was the time to really pay attention to the fact that we have debt sustainability issues. But I think a downgrade itself, I don't think it makes this much signal.
Okay, so let's talk about the suspicious timing and the market reaction to all of this. So what makes this downgrade even stranger is the timing. So it was released at 4:45 p.m. on Friday, right after options expiration. So when most traders had already logged off for the day, I think that's a little highly unusual if you ask me. So the market reaction was obviously classic. We had yields popping, and they still are. 2-year, 10-year, 20-year, 30-year, they're all popping. Stocks are obviously dipping, and volatility is coming right back into the spotlight, which I've been talking about on this channel basically since Liberation Day, or actually in March, even before Liberation Day. So remember, deficit spending and the unwinding of the basis trade, they've already been pushing yields higher, and now it's like pouring gasoline on the fire. So if you look at this chart right here, this is the ultra-short Lehman 20-year Treasury. You can see the 10-year note yield spiking up, and then you can also see the S&P 500 spiking down. It's just proving that 10-year notes are going up, S&P 500 going down. Okay, so why does this matter for the long term? So some are saying, who cares? It's already priced in. People, they're still going to lend to the United States. You know, we still have basically the deepest capital markets in the world. And that is true for now, for sure. But I want to be very clear. If interest payments become unmanageable, if foreign investors start demanding higher yields, and if confidence in the U.S. debt erodes, that downgrade comes very fast. Okay, that becomes real. I'm not saying the Chinese yuan or renminbi or the Russian ruble or any of this stuff is going to be the next world reserve currency. I'm just saying until those other countries get their stuff together, whether it's BRICS, whether it's China, USA is still number one. Okay. Hence the Nike bucket hat, okay? Every time I play golf with this, I shoot scratch, okay? No, I'm kidding. I don't shoot scratch. So let's look at the political bigger picture. So this downgrade just came hours after Trump's budget bill was blocked. So if you guys have been following this, several Republicans calling for deeper spending cuts. So that budget, it would have added $2.5 trillion to the national debt. Or deficit, excuse me. And this isn't always like a left versus right issue. If you guys haven't picked up on that yet, I try and be as politically neutral as possible on this channel. I like to make fun of Trump. I like to praise Trump. And then I just end up pissing everyone off. But I don't care. It's fun for me. But again, this is just math, you guys. The U.S. spent 34% of its GDP on government spending last year. Okay, that's the highest ever outside of crisis period. So if you look at this chart, you can see World War II was 36%. Vietnam 32.6, Gulf War 34.6, Great Financial Crisis almost 37, COVID was 42, and we're at basically 34% today, higher than Vietnam War. Again, how are the Vietnamese kids that are gluing my shoes and this hat together gonna eat ramen? Oh wait, they don't eat ramen. I meant to say pho. Oh, why am I saying? I'm confusing my Asian culture. I apologize. Even though I do feel like I was Asian in a previous life, I do enjoy Asian cuisine. Not Midwestern Plaza Asian, General Tso's chicken. I'm talking like actual Asian cuisine. But anyway, shout out to all my Asian friends. You can see that Doge is trying to clean up some of this. I made videos about this in the past. I won't touch on this too much. But this is unemployment claims in Washington, D.C. They skyrocket in early 2025 because of all the Doge layoffs beginning in January. So we'll see what happens, you guys. I also want to share one last chart. I've been talking about gold a lot, obviously Bitcoin a lot. Take a look at the gold inflows chart right here. One second, let me pull this up. So this is gold. Investors are piling into gold funds. So they posted a record $85 billion in net inflows just year to date. You see that red spike right here. Gold is now the best performing major asset class, up 22% year to date. So since the October low in 2022, gold is actually up 97%. Okay, you basically doubled your money. So at the time of this recording, gold has outperformed the S&P 500 by over 22% year to date. And just to get a quick little sponsor in, I did have the gold in my pocket. It's actually sitting over to my right here. This is about, $16,000 worth of gold, just chilling in my right hand. So I use this to preserve my wealth. So obviously during times of unprecedented money printing, Gold is a smart choice to preserve your purchasing power. JM Bullion is one of the biggest precious metals dealers in the United States. Shout out to JM Bullion. They've been sponsoring the channel all year. These videos are free. They take a lot of time and effort to make, so check out the sponsors in the video. I only work with people that I like, know, and trust. I've been buying from them for 10 years, you guys, literally 10 years. Make sure to use the link in the description so they know I sent you. Happy stacking. Let's get to the outro of the video. Okay, so what does this actually mean for you? Let's get into my thoughts as always. So Moody's decision to downgrade the U.S. credit rating is not just some random academic headline. It's real. It could have real consequences, but as we've seen in this video, some people think it's already priced in, but you can see from this chart right here, bond prices immediately dropped, which pushed yields higher across the board. So this is the 10-year right here that I'm showing you. If we look at the 30-year, you can see that it's starting to spike up. Basically, since June of 2020, it hasn't stopped going up. So if you go to the past 5 years, you can see that it's up basically from 1.6 or 1.4%. We're now sitting at almost 5, okay? So here's why that matters. So Treasury yields directly influence the rates that you pay for on things like 30-year fixed rate mortgages, auto loans, even credit cards sometimes, even though they're becoming ridiculous with almost 30% APRs, but whatever. So if you're financing a house or buying a car or carrying a balance, your cost of borrowing just went up. And don't forget, all of this is unfolding at a time when the economy is already feeling strain from President Trump's escalating tariff policy. So between rising debt, rising rates, and rising geopolitical risk, it's safe to say that the pressure is building, okay? Again, I put my money where my mouth is. It's so weird. My last video, I talked about how the market's going back up ever since that trade deal, aka the 90-day tariff pause between China and the U.S. happened. And then there's a couple comments saying, Marko, what are you talking about? You've been negative lately. It's not. You can't just read the title of the video, dude. I just put in 50 grand in the market. I'm up tremendously. Okay, hold on. What was the sound effect that I used? Where's he at?
I'm going to come.
Yeah, that's my portfolio.
I'm going to come.
So I'm just kidding. It's a PG rated channel. How can I be negative when I'm actually telling you what to do in the videos? I've tripled down on my VTI position. I've posted all the screenshots. All you have to do is watch the whole video. Don't just read the title. Don't be a little child that goes to the library and looks at, oh, I like this cover of this book, and then never reads the book, okay? Don't be a child, okay? So bottom line, pay attention to your debt, be cautious with new borrowing, and as always, stay diversified, stay disciplined. If you got value from this video, don't forget to smash, destroy. Gently click the like button, gently click subscribe, gently hit the bell for notifications, turn on notifications on your mobile device so you know when I actually post, and always share the video with 13,000 friends. Thank you so much. Have a prosperous This is how I'm going to be buried. Just with my Nike hat, Nike Air Maxes, and 2 gold coins, buddy. Viking send-off, or like a Roman emperor or something, you know?